Hey, it's Daniel, and the following is a clip from our 90-day client creation challenge, which is a system for coaches to organically build clientele for the long term. We recommend making your offers live either in person or on the phone or a video call or whatever. So why do we need to do it live? Well, any ideas here?
Because then you can negotiate any questions they have.
Great answer. Yeah, you can answer their question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
And you can deal with objections immediately. And you can get feedback directly from the client without guessing. And you can book a follow-up call if you need to right away. And it's a lot more connective because coaching is a relational business. And you can coach through their challenges and demonstrate how you will work together even more. You give them the experience of coaching. If you do it live, you can do that even more when you're live with them. That's when they experience it, right? All right. So I'm going to continue on and talk about the who. We're going through the first few pretty fast because the most critical stuff for us to train today is the how, which we'll get to shortly. Who are you going to make an offer to? You're going to make an offer to anybody who's gone through your discovery session. That's part of your sales process. Take them through your sales process, which ends in a discovery session, or doesn't end, but it culminates at some point in a discovery session. People that you have already filtered or sorted by pre-qualifying them in your intro call. That's the brief connection call you have with them. That leads into your discovery call. And if you're not willing to have a discovery call with them, they're probably not someone you should make an offer to. So do not have discovery calls or offers with people who are not don't give offers to people who are not the right fit. That's something that's also really important. Who do you not make an offer to? They're not the right fit for you, or you're not the right fit for them. That's not a place where you make an offer. All right. And by the way, we've done some training on this, how to do the intro call, how to do the discovery call, and how to get people to your discovery call so that you can make an offer in our training number 2 and 3 around tapping your network and prospecting conversations. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I just wanted to make these couple quick points. I thought, should we just move on? I don't think there's anything else to add here.
Uh, yeah, I mean, the only other point in there is that when we go to the customer journey, we're going to be visually showing you that the part of the pre-qualifying is the questionnaire or the application you get them to fill out. Part of it might be the intro call. Some people also skip the intro call. They just get them to pre-qualify with a questionnaire. So there needs to be some kind of qualification process for them to get on a discovery call with you. It's not random. It can't be random. Otherwise, you're just going to be doing calls with the wrong people, and so at least having that step in place, whether that's a combination of questionnaire and an intro call or one of those, that will help you.
So let's go to the when. And here's where Faisal just referred to this is I want everybody to remember a sale or making sales is a process. It's not just a single conversation. It's a process that people go through. And we talked about this in our framework here, but here's the process. We cover this in number 5, making your offers and pricing, reminding people of, oh, you connect with somebody, you have a meaningful conversation. You may have a connection call or an intake questionnaire. You have a discovery call. You can use our discovery call framework for that call. And then we recommend, and we'll get to this soon, we recommend giving them some action or homework to do, sending them your testimonials, and then making an offer. You could technically make the offer on the discovery call. That is possible. We recommend doing it after the discovery call. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And then follow-ups. They may not say yes right away, so you just go back and continue to follow up with them and make the offer again. And then if they finally say yes, you collect payment and you start a coaching program. That is the recommended process, approximately. This is going to be slightly different for every person. So, a reminder, sales is a process, and this is the process we recommend. If you can get good at all of this, you're gonna be sailing really smoothly. Okay, so I meant to do it like this, but that provides a nice little animation. Okay, so when do you make the offer? Well, the first thing is you want to wait to share your pricing and your offer, not when they meet you. So don't give them your offer right away when you meet somebody. Hey, here's what I do. I coach and here's my rates. You're not an electrician, so it's a little different. We also want to avoid buyer's remorse. So Even if somebody says, I'm ready to start right now, you still want to take them through that process of discovery to make sure that it makes sense and that it's a good fit. And remember, always connect, as we did in our training for the discovery call. We talked a lot about that first phase, which is connection. How do you do that? And make sure you take the time to do that. It's really easy to forget and jump right in, but you need to do that in order for your offer to land well. Just a couple quick reminders before we talk a little bit more about when. And by the way, if somebody, when you meet them or before you start the discovery call, wants to know your pricing right away, we have a whole bunch. I'll just put this slide up in the portal for you. It's just if they want the price at the beginning, you don't have to give it to them. In fact, we recommend don't give it to them right away. Just wait. You can do it a lot of different ways. You can acknowledge them and redirect. Hey, that's a good question. Let's talk about your goals, and I can share how the program aligns with those. Or you can talk about customization. We'll discuss your specific situation, how the program will benefit you first. Or you can say the program is a significant investment, but it's designed to deliver results. So let's make sure it's a fit for you and why it's worth the investment. Or you can say this program is more than just a coaching program. It's a personalized journey to success. I'm excited to share more about it with you, seen amazing results, et cetera, et cetera. You can give them a little sneak peek. Here's some of the things that this program will include, but let's focus on your goals and first see if this is a fit for you. And oh, here's some success stories from clients. There's so many things you can say. Hey, here's a range. Like the programs will range from, $3,000 to $17,000 or whatever your range is. You can say something like that. You can say, if you've ever done home renovations, you can use an analogy. You don't always know the price until you go in and evaluate. So that's another example customization. Well, we can explain the pricing after we get the overall picture. There's lots of ways to do that. I just want to give a couple of quick examples. We're not going to dwell here unless people really want to talk about it later. You don't have to give the price up front, and we recommend that you don't. And here's some of the ways that you can stop them from demanding that answer. If you do this the way we recommend, usually you won't need to worry about that.
So in terms of the price, exactly as so there are, unless the customer and potential client insists on it to, I made this mistake a few times, at least 3 times I've made this mistake where I'll be at an event, I'm speaking, somebody will come to me and they're very emotionally connected and they'll be like, I need to work with you. And my temptation is to like, okay, here's what it will be, and they get a sticker shock because they can't. They're all emotionally connected to you, but they don't see the actual value of the program until I take them through the process. But even I made the mistake a few times, saying, okay, well, this person is ready to go. Let me just offer them, but they couldn't justify in their mind what it is. So, and even if somebody does buy from that process, they might not understand the value. They might have a buyer's remorse later on. So the ideal is if you have a process, just say, "Hey, I'm happy that you're interested in this process. I'd love to just take you through my process so you fully know what you're getting into." And that's actually real from a business point of view. That's a smart thing to do, so people understand what they're buying into. And they can make a conscious decision versus an emotional reactionary decision in the moment. That's really important for you to think about. And just taking them through, one, it shows your credibility and you thinking that I don't just take on any client, and you're taking them through that process. Now, at some point, I'm saying at some point that might shift that. It hasn't shifted for me, but I know that there are coaches who are ahead of me. They don't do that, because they have other stuff in the background happening that helps them see the quality of their services, products, and everything else. But I would say at least, I mean, I'm at multi-six figure. I haven't had to change that process. And I don't think I will be changing that up until probably, and when I hit 7-figure, I'm thinking I'll shift that a little bit more. I'm starting to charge more for discovery calls, but I'm testing that process out too. I just want, it's very tempting to just, if somebody asks you, for you to just tell them. And if they insist on pushing you, that's the other part that Daniel mentioned at the bottom, is give them a range. Have a range in your program. So you might have a 3-month program, 6-month program, 1-year program, have it. And I would just tell that my programs are quite really custom. It goes anywhere from $6,000 all the way to $50,000. We'll have to work through what that looks like for you, because your needs will be different than the next client, and we will have to build that out together. And usually people don't inquire as soon as they understand. If they don't fit into that range, they will kind of self-qualify themselves. If they don't, they're probably not your client anyway.